This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. As most of you probably saw, I did a video on the new progressive commercial that was making a mockery of truthers, of conspiracy theories and conspiracy theorists, and everybody who questions the system, lives in their parents' basement, just doing whatever they can to discredit anyone out there who seeks the truth, making them look like fools, because that's the goal of the elitists. And I talked about in that video how they're going out of their way to continue in the mainstream media to bring up conspiracy theories only to discredit them because they know more and more people are catching on to the truth. Well, there's another commercial out there, and thanks to all of you who listened, a lot of you messaged me and told me about this new Pizza Hut commercial, which also came out on the same weekend as the progressive commercial. So the progressive one focuses on conspiracy theorists. It doesn't use the word Illuminati, but they show the all-seeing eye and the pyramid, the back of the dollar bill with the question marks, and they make a joke out of all of it. Then we get the Pizza Hut commercial, also focusing on the Illuminati and conspiracy theories and conspiracy theorists. I guess it's a new marketing ploy. Pizza Hut, maybe instead of focusing on making a mockery of truth, maybe instead of putting a marketing plan behind conspiracy theories, which has nothing to do with pizza, maybe you should actually focus on the ingredients and the quality of your pizza, because your pizza sucks, okay? It's the worst pizza out there. Domino's, Papa John's, Pizza Hut. This isn't even real pizza, folks. This is just pure processed garbage, and you might as well put cheese and tomato sauce on a piece of cardboard and put it in your oven and eat it, because it tastes about the same. So Pizza Hut, focusing now on the Illuminati. This is apparently the elitists are now upping the ante here. And it's not a coincidence that now you have progressive and you have Pizza Hut, and you'll see others, like I said, Jimmy Kimmel, Stephen Colbert, the late night shows talking about conspiracy theories, tinfoil hat segments they have weekly now. This isn't by coincidence that their marketing plans have run into each other. The elitists obviously know that more and more people are waking up, so they have to continue to bring light onto this stuff instead of letting it hide in the dark, because people start waking up, so they have to bring it into light and then make fun of it and mock it so that they can discredit it, because they know how mind control works. They know that the masses out there will see it, and then they'll dismiss it without even listening to anything. They don't want the masses questioning anything, and this is how they do it. So we get this guy, it says conspiracy theorist, he's inside of Pizza Hut. He introduces himself, and then of course, instead of, cutting, because what they usually do is they would just do a quick cut to the next clip, him here, and then him there, and a pull away shot, or a fade in, or a fade out, or whatever. The transitions that they use are all Illuminati symbols. So we see the pyramid as they pull out. Obviously, they know what they're doing. And this is strategically placed there to mock people who expose symbols, such as me and other people out there who do it all the time, pointing out the basic symbol. So they do the pyramid right off the bat, transition with the pyramid. Then the guy says the moon landing was fake, which is truth. And he has to follow it up by saying the moon is also fake. So you see how psychologically they do that? They give you truth and then they discredit it and mock it. So they say they aren't going to get into the theory about the fake moon landing and NASA and all of that stuff. Of course, they're not going to get into it, but people out there know that there's conspiracy theories that actually debunk the moon landing and NASA, exposing the Freemasons, exposing all of these astronaut Freemasons out there. They don't go into that. They just give you a follow-up sentence which says the moon is also fake. That's how they discredit truth. You see right there? They're telling you that so somebody raises their eyebrow. Then they go, yeah, and the moon's also fake. And then people go, ha, 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 ha. Although I doubt anyone really laughed at this commercial because it's pretty pathetic marketing. But that's how they use psyops. That's how they mentally twist things and mess with people's heads. So they say that, and then of course they say the moon is fake. So then people roll their eyes and they go, these conspiracy theory people are really out of control. The moon is fake. When nobody out there is actually saying that the moon itself is fake. Then we see another transition. As they cut from that scene, we see an all-seeing eye. We see the shape of the eye as the cutout to the next spot. And he says, this deal has Illuminati written all over it. So like I said in yesterday's video, and I know I use the word Illuminati, a lot of people do, because it's a word that people who wake up, they start by searching the Illuminati more so than searching conspiracy theory now, more so than searching New World Order. So I know people who are far in the awakening process don't like to hear the word Illuminati, but you also have to keep in mind that if people are going to be looking for this stuff, they're going to be looking for Illuminati. But now they've gone out of their way to really just run the word Illuminati through the dirt. They have Beyonce saying it. They have all these articles that come out on MTV and other websites saying, oh, is the Illuminati behind the VMAs? Oh, is the Illuminati this? Oh, is the Illuminati that? That's all part of the psyop that they're performing. So this guy deliberately says Illuminati because then people roll their eyes and they go, oh, another Illuminati conspiracy theory. Now, like I said yesterday, and like I'll continue to say, they know what the truth is, the elitists, and they know that they have to make videos like this. They have to have crazy conspiracy theory characters in movies. They have to, because that's how the mental psyop is won. They can't ignore it. They know by discrediting it that they can manipulate the masses out there into discrediting it too through using sarcasm and humor. That's why these late night comedians talk about it all the time. Not because it's actually funny. Sure, they put the laugh box on and people in the audience laugh at it, but they don't even know what they're talking about. They're not even really paying attention. A lot of people who are asleep don't even know many of the conspiracy theories that they hint at, but they do that to plant seeds. So they continue to go out of their way in the mainstream media, and this is Pizza Hut doing it, making a mockery of the word Illuminati, of conspiracy theories, of conspiracy theorists. Then he goes over to an employee there. He pokes the employee. He says, are you a hologram or are you real? So he says, are you a hologram? And he pokes her, making fun of saying, oh, holograms, or is it a real person? Is it a clone? That sort of a thing, poking fun at that. And then we get another transition. So we already saw the pyramid cut out. We already saw the eye cut out. Now we see the owl cut out. Another symbol of the Illuminati, of the elitists. The owl, which we see, the Moloch. We see Bohemian Grove with the owl. The owl is a symbol that they use. I've exposed that symbol on this channel before. So they use all three of those. They obviously know, marketing this and creating this commercial, they know in deep detail what they're doing. They know that this isn't about selling pizza. This isn't about, because nobody's going to see a Pizza Hut commercial and order pizza. You eat Pizza Hut if you're desperate. Okay, you eat Pizza Hut if you're driving for 10 hours and there's nowhere to eat, and then you come across a Pizza Hut. You're going to bite your tongue and eat it because it's somewhat edible, but I don't even know if I can confirm that it's edible or not. But that's why people eat pizza. But they obviously, with all these commercials, they're there to plant seeds in your head and to do, to manipulate and to plant the seed of hunger and, oh, you want this or you're craving that. But this commercial isn't even really pushing the product. It's not pushing pizza. It's not going, oh, we have the best pizza out there. They're pushing it as a conspiracy theory that it's such a great deal on the nasty pizza that they sell. But they go out of their way to use these symbols because they know that people are catching on. People are seeing these symbols more and more. So by discrediting it and mocking it as they do, not only are they brainwashing the masses by planting seeds in their head, but they're discrediting what is actual truth. And these are symbols that they use. These things like the moon landing, you see how they do this? You see how they poke fun at things like that? And they could flip it and go, no one landed on the moon, and the moon isn't actually real. That is a mental psyop right there. That is how mind control works. Seed planted, and in under 1 second, immediately a follow-up sentence to discredit it. So you can see that the mainstream media, you could see that they're in fear, somewhat in fear. Now, I don't think they're in fear that everyone's going to wake up and turn on, but is that possible? Of course it is. Anything's possible. God's still in control. This whole thing could go away, and maybe thousands of years from now, maybe they would try to do it again. Who knows, right? I don't think that will happen. I think it's pretty obvious that we're in the end time period. No one knows the day or the hour, but things just continue to get worse every single day. We see Satanism in school. We see all of this brainwashing going on. We literally are seeing people out there under mind control 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year on their devices, constantly being distracted by all these distractions out there, all these toys, all these materialistic things, people oblivious to what's going on. But they have to do stuff like this. And you could tell, 2 in 1 weekend, 2 commercials in 1 weekend that are making a complete mockery of the quote-unquote truth movement or the quote-unquote, whatever you want to call it, conspiracy theories, whatever you want to call it. Because all of us who listen to this channel, we're all in this awakening process. Some of us more advanced than others, some of us not as advanced as others, but we're all in this together. We all know that Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life, and we know that they've set up this gigantic matrix, this gigantic distraction, that they're controlling a lot of these events, staging these events, planning these things. A lot of the history we've been taught are all lies. And they know that we're starting to band together and we're starting to wake other people up, whether it's through YouTube, there's so many methods of waking people up. Like I said, there's so many ways. I was doing it so many different ways before I came on YouTube, so many different ways. But they want to make sure that when you or me goes out there, whether it's on here or door to door or just meeting someone somewhere and the topic comes up and you shed light on this stuff, they want to make sure that that person that you talk to and that you try to wake up or shed light onto this too is going to immediately roll their eyes and go, come on, don't give me that stuff. Moon landing hoax, come on, I don't want to hear about that. Or, the elections fix, come on, man, really? The elections fix? They don't want to hear it. But the reason that they're not open to questioning things is because they are under the mind control, because of the conditioning that they've been put through the schooling. That's all conditioning, through the television, all the mind control, all the psyops that they run, all of this stuff, the discrediting that they've gone out of their way to do towards truth, towards questioning anything that goes on. These people are victims of that. So that's why when you talk to people and they roll their eyes and they immediately put a wall up, because they've been processed and manufactured to do that. But don't let it discourage you. Like I said, continue to do whatever you can, because one person, just waking them up, getting them to realize what's going on, getting them, if there's someone who went astray from God because they're confused or they got distracted, bringing them back to God, realizing that Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life. One soul is all that matters. One soul. So don't give up the fight. Don't be discouraged. If you can get 1 out of 1,000, that's a good thing. So this is Pizza Hut, not focusing on actually making food that's edible and tastes good, but focusing on conspiracy theories and all this other nonsense. They had a commercial last week that came out with an alien talking about, I'm an alien that's been living here for so long. Just part of the alien psyop that continues to go on, where people actually believe that aliens exist. And I'm not talking about, we know that demons exist. Okay, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about aliens and UFOs falling from outer space, convincing people that they've been here for so long and that they're sitting here on Earth, and we're going to find out, Obama might reveal to us the UFO information, all of this nonsense that they continue to brainwash people with. So that's their new marketing campaign, is focusing on that. And you'd think they'd focus on making good food because they make pizza, but they don't even have to make money because the elitists will fund that poison. It probably costs 20 cents to make a pie of pizza that Pizza Hut produces, so they continue to make money off it no matter what anyway. So that's Pizza Hut, their Illuminati commercial. It's 2 commercials in one weekend. Progressive, I think that came out Thursday or Friday, and then this one comes out. They are very, very aware of what's going on out there. They know that people are waking up, and you're going to see more commercials like this. You're going to see more talk on mainstream media about actual conspiracy theories that I talk about, that other channels talk about, that so many people know about, because they know that they have to start discrediting things because it's going to lead to a potential mass awakening if they don't watch themselves. But they'll continue to go out of their way to discredit things because they know how mind control works. They've mastered it. They continue to use it day after day through the television, through the music, through the mainstream media, through the fake processed news, all of it. They continue to control the masses with these things. Our prayers for everybody out there to wake up, that they can just wake up and start seeing the truth that's right in front of their faces. And my prayers to all of you for listening. Thanks so much for listening to today's show. God bless all of you. May peace be with you.